Yes, Grizzle Flixer. That's why they call me Streamman23, because I'm a streamer. Um, should be fixed now. Let me know if it's better. It's like one of the Well, actually, it's actually in mono right now because I just made the entire audio to be mono. So the text is too small. Yeah, I'll definitely make that bigger as we go ahead and start doing stuff here today. So I guess I'll just get started. I I put quotes. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. You did put quotes. It wasn't true stereo. Man, this is so hard. I'm gonna have to do IRC on my other one. So yeah, I'm gonna just be looking in the Twitch chat rather than IRC as well. Okay, so let's get started. What I want to show you to start with is the stuff I ended up doing yesterday. Oh, I need to reconfigure this. I'm using Firefox for it because I don't want to use Chrome for it, and then I normally only use Firefox when I'm going through Burp to be doing hacking stuff. So what we're going to be looking to do today, I think, is maybe get some of the stat stuff built in properly. Okay, 8,000 stats. Well, that's not quite right. Was working yesterday. I'm guessing there's some kind of JavaScript error in Firefox. Yeah, I saw you're bricking your light bulbs. Okay, let's have a look. Once I did copy this. No, I mean the data's there. Let me think. Oh, is it got the? Did I paste it twice? I think I might have pasted the entire document twice. Yeah, okay, looks like that happened. Okay, let's have a look now. Okay, so that didn't actually, that wasn't the thing that caused the problem, I guess. Unless I pasted it 3 times or something. Let's have a look. It doesn't look like it's pasted. Look, the data's there. There's like some MD lines down here. I mean, clearly the JavaScript's executing. I wonder if this works in Chrome. Like, I wonder if it's just a Firefox bug. Let's have, okay, we'll just go back here. Okay, it works perfectly in Chrome, so I guess we are going to be using Chrome for testing. So what we're looking at here is the number of IP addresses that are currently active in New Zealand. So the way it works is it just checks if they have any open ports. We can make it a bit fancier, like it should be really open ports, or it should be if it responds to ping as well. But that's an improvement for another day. So each dot is when there's been a change. So theoretically, it might just not change one day, and we might have actually got data. But more often than not, these gaps here are caused by us having the server down or not being able to collect data for some reason. This big gap here is where one of the ISPs here is not very good, so we didn't end up being able to collect as much data as we wanted. This is only IPv4. It's very difficult to scan an entire country's IPv6 address space because it's so sparse. I guess like even with ping scanning, it's still really, really hard. I have seen someone on Twitter, Nafi, was going through and he found some interesting. He said he found some interesting ways of figuring out whether a particular IPv6 route was actually routed or not, and then so you can really narrow it down that way. But for now, IPv4 only. Yeah, IPv6 is the current internet standard, but what is Google's IPv6 stats? No one's using it, I think, is the long story short. So for now, just IPv4. And we're using this internally on a project that it only makes sense for IPv4. So it's kind of interesting. When did COVID start? Like around January, right? That's when we finally started getting all of our scans completed. 75%? That's actually pretty high, yeah. I mean, like IPv6 isn't on the roadmap for any time soon, just because there's so much to do with IPv4. Though, like realistically, most of the code that we have is going to work pretty well regardless. So let me pop up another window. We can start having a look at some code. Flaming penguin. So in terms of scanning and stuff, it's literally just using Nmap. Nmap Q scanner. So like everything in here, when we get to the part where it actually runs Nmap, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it just like shells out to Nmap. So in terms of making it work with IPv6, it shouldn't be too difficult. It'll just be a matter of changing how the hosts get chosen, and then everything will just kind of flow on for there. Same with like all the modules we have, or our screenshotting is very, very similar, where it's a Go script that calls a JavaScript file that calls Puppeteer, which calls Chrome, and then eventually it gets all the stuff we need. Yeah, Nmap-6, that'll be what we need. So what I want to do with the stats page is at the moment it's just literally I pulled out the data and put it here, but this isn't a good way to be showing data, or rather be fetching. I think what we need to be doing is pulling it from the database. Now, to generate the stats is very slow. It takes on the order of, I don't know, it took maybe 5 minutes for this, because what it needs to do, I can actually show the code for that. Tools. Generate daily stats. Connects to Mongo and pretty much starts doing it here. So it goes through every host in the database and says if it's a new day, as in if the last date we have is different, then write out the current running total, and then the new date is the new date we have. If it's up, it's up if it has any open ports, and if it has open ports this time and it had open ports last time, then continue. But obviously if it's up this time and it wasn't last time, increment it by 1. And if it's up this time, if it's not up this time and it was last time, then decrement it by 1. And that way we have a running total of how many hosts are up at any one point. Additionally, if we start at a particular day and we know the current total at that day, we theoretically, it'd be really great if we could just continue from there. But one of the issues we run into is that we don't know whether that host was previously up or previously down. So to really determine kind of this hosts tables state here, we need to know whether the host was currently up or currently down, and that's a whole new query in itself. So the optimization, there's no really good optimization for generating these stats. So I guess we have to regenerate it once a day or something. If there is a faster way to do it, it'd be great, but I can't think of... I thought about this a bit yesterday, and I don't think there's a way to make it faster. The database, potentially we can move some of this into the database, but even then I don't think it's going to be fast enough to make a big difference, because internally it's still going to have to be iterating over each host entry and keeping track of whether it's up or down, which means we need a table as large as the number of hosts in the database anyway, which is every IP address in New Zealand, which is, not massive, but it's still bigger than we want. So for now, I think what we should do is once a day generate the statistics, and then in the main dashboard daemon we can serve up those statistics on demand, and then just trigger a go routine every day or so to regenerate them. And then once we have those stored, I guess in a database somewhere would be fine, we can return those dynamically. And that'll give us the ability to, with our chart here, choose a specific area of the chart. Originally I was using D3, but it's very not great at being usable. I mean, compared to chart.js, got me up and running in like 10 minutes. So it was definitely a lot faster to do. I presume they also have a way to bind to like an AJAX request when we receive data. AJAX data. You can make async AJAX tools. Let's have a look. What do we have here? On window resize. It's kind of not what we want. We want like chart.js interact with graph, maybe? Samples. Maybe there's a sample here that'll do it for us. Bar charts, area charts, other charts, scale options, advanced, progress bar, scriptable. Scriptable? Could be scriptable. Sounds like it might do what we want. Let's have a look. Line chart. Add data, root data set. I mean, this isn't really what we want, but it looks like if we change the data set, it'll be okay. Well, I guess we can always program in, like what I really like is if this works, on Grafana, for example, when you have a graph and you want to look at it, there we are, it does that, which I really think would be a great feature to have. I guess we don't really need it for now, so maybe we just forget about that and at least get the data in the database. And then once we have the data in the database, we can start looking at getting more stats, because I'd also like to see things like the kind of like, well, I don't know what stats would nice to have in a database. We have all the Nmap outputs, so we can pretty much do whatever we want with it, but I don't know what is fun to visualize in data. I know one of the things that the Internet Census Project did was kind of number of open ports per day, but we don't have quite that granularity. I think we're looking at, like, from this graph, it looks like we're about 3 months to complete a full scan of New Zealand, and we can make that a lot faster, but it's still going to be not enough for a kind of like daily heat map of what's going on. So I don't know. I don't know what stats are going to be interesting. To start with, I think we need to go to the dashboard and get a little template going for our stats. So let's make it daily stats.html, and we'll also copy across the last stats we had. Where was that? Was that in resources? Resources. Yeah, okay. Sorry, the microphone's not in a great place, so let's pull across some of this. Go down here. Okay, then we just need the data, and I'll just double check. I'm not sure what our current templating system looks like, because I think we might have to change it a little bit to make it work properly. You already bricked one of the light bulbs right away. Well, I guess that's why you have lots of them, right? So you're not stuck with bricked light bulbs forever. You can get the new ones. Okay, what do we reckon? It's going to be called the Daily Statistics for now. Pure CSS, yep, got to get that theming going. Oh shit, that was the wrong page. Let's grab some of this boilerplate from here. Daily stats. Got to use that Cloudflare CDN. Daily stats. I do want to see if we can get chart.js with the SRC thing. You brought 4 light bulbs. Well, how many do you need? I presume 4 light bulbs. Well, I guess if they're smart, you know. Okay, that's not quite what I want. CDN.js. I like how all these JavaScript things now are all like, why use 3 different CDNs? Well, I mean, I don't know. The first one is where pure CSS came from. The next one's where Moment came from. Yeah, I'll switch the CDN.js one over to Cloudflare. Sorry, the chart one. 29328. I feel like 29 is probably going to be fine. Was that? Oh, it wasn't the script tag, please. Script, copy, script tag. There you are. Now we're down to 2 different CDNs. So hopefully it'll be a little bit better now. Okay, we have our daily canvas. We have our script, the data sets. Okay, just trying to think. I guess if we just return... Well, you know what, let's just template it for now. We don't need to be fancy with any JavaScript. Let's just grab a we'll just iterate over it and get what we need. This is not the nicest way to be getting data, but still. What are we going to call it? Stat days? Stats, I guess. Okay, and the stats previously had... They had a date and a Y value. What was that? All 1,000 ports on closed because of 1,000 resets. Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like if you nmap a light bulb, you're probably going to end up in a situation where it just dies because, you know, datum. This is what they call bad programming. Yeah, I mean, this will definitely work, but I don't think it's the right way to do it. Timestamp. Let's call that. I like how my syntax highlighting still works pretty well as well. And then Y, we'll do what was it called? Number, maybe? Num? Count? Count's a pretty good one. Yeah, count of hosts for that day. And then I think that'll be fine. I don't even think we need the else end. And that should be our datum. So now all we need to do is, I don't know about this name. Oh well, daily stats. Webserver.go. Okay. Where is we have some real dodge routing in here somewhere. Bind, I think it's called. Bind. Let's just scroll until we see it. Oh, here we are. It's a handler. That's what they call it. Parse out IPs. It's been a while since I've worked on this code, so I think it's just in the main function. It's also not split up very well, so finding anything in here is always fun. Okay, here we are. So let's add a new stats handle. Func. Stats. I think that'll be fine for now. And we'll say the stats handler. Shot. HTTP. I'm just trying to find an example handler we can steal from. Yeah, that should be a pretty standard handler for us. I don't even think we have any variables we need to worry about. So, what's that service handler? We'll put it in between the service handler and the HTTP handler. We call it the stats handler. Takes a reader and writer. I don't think we need any variables for it. I guess we are going to need it eventually, but we can always add it in when we need it. Okay, we are going to take, we need like a little templating. How does our templating system work? Here we are. Okay, so we're actually going to be doing it more like this one, I think. Yeah, because we're going to be taking a list of hosts and creating a template from it, and then outputting that. So, stats handler. Let's just pop this in here. Okay, what's the first thing we're going to want to do? We're going to get the statistics directly from the database. Generating these too slow to be done dynamically, but we can filter these if needed. Allow users to filter these. Okay, let's set up our, I think we can get rid of all of this. Set up our thing, database hosts. Okay, so we actually don't want to use the standard hosts object. Because we need to, I guess we just can make a new struct here. It's not very nice, but we can do it. What is our, I'm just trying to think. I guess we can use the same struct for our template as well as our database, and that way we can just pull it all out at once. Let's pop that here. Template data. Let's call that daily stats. Sure. What does it have in it? It's a timestamp, which should be a time.time. Like that, maybe. I can double check that. Tools. Generator. Time. Time.time. Other way around. And it also has a count, which is a integer. That should be, I think, all we need, and I guess we can put in the data once we've got it. Yeah, we're not using the hosts. Okay, we want to operate on the hosts table rather than the host reporting table. Do we need a filter? I think we're going to need to use an No, I guess we're going to be on the stats table, aren't we? Stats. Yeah, because we need to generate it in advance. Writing a new firmware for a cell device with no UI that is not matched, that is not much of a good idea. Yeah, I guess so. Because every time you mess it up, you're going to be stuck with another bricked light bulb, aren't you? Seems not great, to be honest. I'd probably try and get a GUI going. Surely they have like JTAG on them or something, right? Like, I feel like if you can get someone's light bulb and you get their JTAG, if you can like get physical access to it, then you should be allowed to mess with it a little bit. Yeah, but they're glued shut. The old John Milksville I know would get out his heat gun and possibly some corrosives, and he would get rid of that glue, and he would JTAG his way to victory. Because if you have one dev board, then you can just write the firmware and then flash all the other ones you have. Okay, I think we can just... I think this will end up going in the database class. But let's leave it up for now. Okay, so I think we just want a... Oops. To do like a standard select. Go.v2, go doc. Because I don't think we need to do anything particularly special to make it work. What's that? The brick one I cut open and we use it as a tester for not breaking the other ones. That's good. Why'd you put it in the ceiling if it was bricked? It feels like a not super great way to do it. Okay, we're in a collection. Find. Okay, find. Sure, collection.find. It takes a query. I think we can pass a null. Providing nil is the document. Okay, because I think we just, at the moment, we don't want filtering on it. And then we can iterate over them. I think we could use the all thing as well. Yeah, because we don't actually need to iterate over them. We just want all of them regardless. So kind of like how this one here does. Yeah, it does an array of the struct. So where are we? Daily strat. Daily. I think we're gonna have to change the syntax up. Golang struct. I think I need to define it, and then I'm sure there'll be like some way of doing it without everything else we need, but still. Type vertex struct. I guess we just do that. Daily stat struct. And then we can say daily stats equals daily stat. We have an array of daily stats. A confident pull into the ceiling, then bricked it. Okay. I understand the problem. That does feel like one of those self-inflicted things. Surely you can, I don't know. I guess you gotta go back out there and get it. There's nothing you can really, no really way to cheat on that one, is there? Find, I think there's find all or something. Oh, I iterate in this code. What code are we in now? Okay, we're in daily stats. I want to go up. Oh shit, am I? Oh, no, stats handling this right. Okay, cool. Has filter. There we are, .all. So let's just copy this code. If oh man, it's been so long since I've written Golang that I'm struggling to remember how you do everything. Let's just grab these boys. Look at that, using my mouse and Vim. Not fetch statistics. Sure, could not fetch statistics. And then error fetching. Error. Oh, this is what gets shown to the user. Error fetching statistics? I don't know. Yeah, okay, that one's server log. That one's what gets shown to the user. That's fine. Okay, where are we? So now we have all of the... Oh, that should be renamed to daily stats. That's already a template. I suspect expect we can just pass that directly across to what we need. Templates. Daily stats.html. If error is not null, cannot pass the stats template. Passing stats template. Template data. We just say that the template data. I feel like I think I'm just going to leave this here in case I need it, but I don't think we actually need it because I think what we already have will double as a template. Daily stats. Let me just check. I think we might have a named variable in there instead. Yeah, okay, so let's just can change that to that, and that should work. Okay, here we are, back where we were. Execute daily stats, could not execute. Yeah, okay, so I think this is pretty much done. We'll have to put it all in the we'll have to like put it all in there, but other than that I think it's fine. Okay, I need to not serve the file. I need to is this just left over from t.execute do what we need? Yeah, because it takes the writer. Yeah, okay, so W is our HTTP writer. So once it has that, it'll just output it to the user as it needs to be. If it couldn't do that, it'll execute an error. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's have a look. Go. Run. It's probably going to have a lot of errors because, yeah, okay, so I haven't got my dev environment set up properly. Okay, read me. I hope that has nothing in it that you shouldn't be looking at. Where are we? I need to scroll up to the installation part. Authentication, remote scanners. Get. Here we are. Did I not include everything I actually need to go get? I don't even think I need that one. Okay, go get the Muxy thing. This is what happens when I don't keep my documentation up to date, I guess. Go get. Bam. Now we're going to install a bunch of packages. I don't know if you guys know about this, but installing Go stuff is like always ridiculously slow. Okay, daily stats. Daily stat. Maybe I messed up my syntax for that. What are we looking at here? Vertex. Daily stat. Daily stat. Daily. Oh, I see. Error will also need that. Undefined filter was that line 608. That's right, we have a null filter on this one because we want to get every entry, but we can filter it out later. Okay, so this is just a matter of it's gonna try scanning as soon as we start up, but that's okay. I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Go run like a key generator somewhere. I've got a document in here. Slightly change some hosts. MongoDB. Example dashboard database. Key generator. There it is. There. Okay, that should be running. I think it binds to localhost. Well, let's have a look. It is this server here again. I wonder if I just already got it set up to proxy straight through. No, I do not. 8,000? Nah, okay. Can I connect to database? Okay. Service. System CTL. Start MongoD. Sudo. Start this again. Oh. Go run web server. Oh, feels like a lot of effort just to get some basic statistics generated. Okay, reporting collection refreshed. That should be good. So it still wasn't port 8000, but at least we can have a look. Vim, web server. Surely it's called binding. Main. Just trying to think where it gets the IP address. No, it's connection. Oh, 8080. Let's just do a little quick hacky hack here. I've been watching someone else do coding, and turns out when you do git add, you can like git add hunks at a time, and that way if you edit a file twice, you can only git add the little bit you need, which is real nice. Because normally when I git add, it's like, oh, whole file or nothing, so I go back and like edit it multiple times, and it just gets a bit annoying. Where are we? 8080. There we are. I'll make that a bit smaller. Launch a scan. No scan started. We have that many hosts. It's definitely not all of New Zealand, so must have a bug. These one have open port. Okay, we don't have a link to the stats, but stats. Let's see what our error is. Nothing. Okay, so it's hitting the handler. Oh, what? Yeah, it's like, okay, there must just be a... I wonder if it's Cloudflare messing with us. All stats. Sorry, I know this is going to be a little bit small to see. I'm basically just trying to see... Oh, console is what I want. Datum is not defined. Do we not output the datum? DATAUM. Okay, so that's not right. Whoa. That doesn't serve. How did that get there? We want to edit our template first. Dashboard. Templates. Daily stats. Man, you guys are real bad at telling me about my typos. Datum. Oh wait, is that not how I spelled it? DATUM. Okay, perfect. Am I still on the screen? No, that one's there. Go around web server. I think the templates actually get reloaded every time, so I don't think I needed to restart for that. Daily code. There we are. Let's do another little graphy graph. And then the last thing I need is to actually put the statistics in the thing. So Mongo. Use flaming dash penguin db.hosts. Yeah, okay, that's working. Insert. Let's have a look. Timestamp. Okay, well let's I wonder if we can easily import the data we had from the other stats page. Do I still have that open somewhere? Not this one. Is that different? No, that one. Okay, it is there. Is that the syntax? I think MongoDB takes a syntax very similar to that. Hey, good night, Mr. John Milksville. I hope you have a good evening, and hopefully when you wake up, this will be like a little bit more done. This is like not super in the right format. You know what? Let's just well, I need to generate stats from the database anyway, so maybe I could just go back here to our generate stats script and fix that up to actually insert it into the database when it's ready. Okay, tools. Generate daily stats. The database I'm working from for my dev database doesn't include every IP address in New Zealand, so its stats are definitely less interesting. Yes, remember how I was saying we should put that other thing in the database class. Maybe we go back and do that now. No, I'm gonna be lazy. Okay, generate stats, and then web server, dashboard, web server. Daily stats. Yeah. Okay, we'll just take the same struct we had before, and that way we can directly insert it into the database without worrying about it being weird. But this really should be not in the same place twice. Let's just pop it here, I guess. Daily stat. We should probably, so it's an array of daily stat. I guess every time we are here, we should be generating it again. Okay, so daily stats dot append, I think is what we want. Daily stat timestamp, which is last date, and then running hosts. I think that's approximately the right append to the array to insert into database later. Insert as we generate these, as it's probably more appropriate. Okay, I don't think that's going to work, but we can have a look. Yeah, undefined typed. Has no field or method append. Append to map Golang. Oh, it's been so long since I've oh, it's not a map. That is it. It's like an array, an empty one. Okay, we can fix that. There's a I want to actually create it. Here we are. Make a map of. Oh, do we have to have a key type? Is this the one I want to slice, don't I? Golang slice. It feels like whenever you switch languages, you just end up doing a lot of going back and forth, trying to remember how every little language function works. Okay, yeah, this is more what we want. Okay, so we want a slice of daily stat, and then we use the append function, construct, whatever you call it. More append daily stats with daily stat. So we start with the struct of last state and running lists. Okay, let's have a look if that is going to work how we expect it to. No, of course it wouldn't. Because why would it even work? Daily stat. This seems spelled right. Daily stat. Daily capital. Daily stat. Daily stat. Daily stat. Different capitals every time. Didn't you just tell me that was the syntax? var daily stats. Because we're defining it, not creating it. Literal, evaluated but not used. Oh, do we have to assign? Okay, we do assign. Daily stats equals append. Okay, that is almost everything we need to do to get this all in the database and working as expected. The final thing we need to do is when this is all finished, okay, finally insert our statistics into the database. We are connected to the database up here. Yeah. Where are we pulling it out of here? C is the host table, so I guess we'll need to pull out another one. We should be done with that handle now, so we shouldn't run into any problems with it. I guess we can call it C again, because it's still a collection. Stats. I think that's what we called it. I don't have the file open. What was the database table called? Stats. Yeah, okay, cool. C dot insert, probably gonna be like insert all or something. This MongoDB driver is super out of date as well, which is not a super pleasant way to be writing it. We take inserts one or more documents. I guess we can just pass in a slice then. Let's try it. Daily stats. Yeah, if error is not nil, then print error. Database error. Yeah, I think that's fine. Otherwise, it should be fine. Go run generate daily stats. No new variables. We'll fix that up. 1, 3, 4. Cannot use error. Type error is types. What? How is that not? I'm like 99% sure that should be fine. How have I? I can just panic on it instead. That's how I've done it everywhere else. Panic. Error. Expected object. Didn't it tell me it could insert more than one object? It says one or more documents. If the .v2 insert multiple documents. Sure, let's have a look at this. You cannot pass as you need to convert each transaction. Changes. Then how does it know? Oh, maybe that's the yeah, okay. I need to use like this syntax up here. Okay, that's, I mean, I can do that. Generate. It's kind of the interface that they use for this. I mean, like, I like Golang, but sometimes it feels like it takes a lot longer to do things than it should because some, I don't know, just decisions that make it weird. It feels like. Okay, so yeah, we've even got the syntax up there we can copy from. Sure, let's just take it across like that. Okay, piece on timestamp and piece on count. That should work okay. I think that's what we want, and now we just need to make that an map of interface instead. Is that the exact syntax that they used? Curly boys, because it's Didn't we just fix that? An array expects an object. Oh, didn't they say we could insert? Pass UI. See, UI here is a slice. And they said just pass it. These people said do bulk inserting. What? Why is it even? What do we need like dot 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 on the end of it? Does it like unwrap each? Okay, let's have a look. Penguin db.stats.find. Did the stats table not get created? Oh, is it another one of those fucking tables that you're not meant to use? What's the fucking show all databases MongoDB? I feel like I never remember them. Show all databases. No, I want sorry, show all collections. No, what are they called? Tables? db.get collection names. Sure. No, db stats dot find dot count. I am assuming that what we're running into here is it's like a internally a name that we're not meant to be using. Okay, let's just stats. Let's call it something different. Hosts. Host up stats. Because I also found out that if you use dashes, then it also fucking really hates that as well. Dash web server. So don't use dashes. Don't use the word stats. Of course, like every other fucking database in the everything else just lets you escape it because it's a fucking database name. Why does it need to be any more difficult than that? Yeah, we were changing our function there, so we needed it. Go run, generate. Okay. Use flaming penguin. db dot stats dot find. What? I don't understand. Oh no, we renamed it. We renamed it. Don't worry, it's okay. Find. Okay. That's good. That is what we expect with this test data. So let's look daily stats. This is the right page? Yeah. 001, 001. It's I gotta say this is not the best line graph I've ever seen, but I think it's correct. Oh no, it is like bugged out on one of the types. Potentially that is what's causing the maybe it's also working. Hard to tell. It doesn't have a timed on this. I'm assuming it's not. So I'm assuming that is just glitching it out slightly. Presumably because it doesn't know how to fucking output a time properly. Output format time Golang template. Execute formatted time in a slice. Huh, they didn't have that weird issue. If you point a string and pass it back, you'll get a time to time. Formatted time. Oh, I'd really not like to do that. Oh, here we are. Oh, define one. Okay, so there's not like one already in there. Render time. Certain restrictions. Blah, 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 blah. Dot format. It's possible to use. Did they... Maybe it just does exist. I'll just try it. If it does exist, it'll save me a bunch of time. Whoa. This is being web server. Template now. Daily stats. New date timestamp. Dot format. It doesn't seem quite right, but let's have a look. Oh, okay, it seems to be working. There we are. Look at that, we got little stats going. I think that's all we need. Just trying to think. No, I think that pretty much finishes the feature. Okay, so let's look at committing some of this. Citrus scanner web server git diff web server. We added a stats handler with a bunch of to-dos, added the thing. Oh, we need to get rid of that. So dashboard web server 000. This really should be a config variable. Yeah, if I change that, I'll do it in a different bit. That's fine. And we changed our daily stats generator to do that. We should also go format while we're here. Dashboard web server. It's like a dash W. Yeah, write result to source file. Okay. Go format dash W dash S web server. That's good. And it just made it slightly nicer for us. And then with tools. Generate daily stats.com. Get diff. Guessing there's gonna be more in here. Yeah, we had some other. Oh no, it's mainly good. We just changed some formatting for us as well. Okay. Get status. Get add. I think that is only. Oh no, we also need our daily stats template, and we can remove our old stats. Commit. So how? I guess we'll say dashboard. Add a database table for storing statistics. Allows viewing. Oh, well, let's rephrase that. Whoa. This keyboard is one of the short ones. Add a shows the total hosts up for a given date generated manually. Eventually, we should generate these on a schedule. And what else should I say? Eventually, we should generate these on a schedule. Daily. Sure. Okay, and then what I can also do is... do I have a good way to show this? Without setting up a proxy, I don't really have a good way to show the actual stats. You know what, I can do it a hacky way anyway. That way we can look at it for the real page and make sure it's all working as it should be. So let's go here. 1, 3, 7, 7, 7, 7. I just lied, that wasn't actually it. Okay, go source. Dash A. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that worked. It didn't. Alright, well, in that case, we're going to assume we're done here for today. So we got all our graphs working. So it shows us everything we wanted it to do, really, which is shows us for each given day how many hosts are up. And it's all dynamically generated. And all we need to do is like cron that script to run once a day, and it should give us our stats. So I think next time, if I pop on again to do it next time, we can maybe add another feature instead. Because it seems like it's going to be more interesting to add features rather than visualizations. I mean, visualizations are good. I don't know which would be useful to add at this point. So, yeah. I will I assume the features are going to be fun. Okay, well, I'm going to skedaddle off for now. So, I hope everyone had a good time, and I'll see everyone later.